Most online coaches think that high ticket clients are a rare breed. They're people with more money, more motivation, or they have some magical quality that makes them willing to invest more. But let me break that myth right now. All clients can be high ticket clients. It's actually not about them and their buying habits. It's about you. If you're attracting clients who lowball you, they're hesitating when you share your offer, or they ghost you when you mention your price, that's a reflection of three simple gaps that exist in your coaching business. And today, I'll show you exactly how to fix those gaps so you can stop settling for low-level clients and start working with people who are excited to pay you premium prices for real transformation. So the first gap that I see is coaches not offering a higher level program. Most coaches unconsciously set their own income ceiling by only offering a low ticket option, and you're basically assuming that your audience can't afford high ticket. You're saying to yourself, well, I'm going to set a reasonable price of what I think this transformation should cost, and I'm going to try to funnel everyone into the same program. But there are a lot of people out there who do want another option, who do want a premium service with you, who will pay for more one-on-one support. But the key is really like a high ticket program has to be a high ticket program. And I can tell when a coach is nervous about this, because I come across coaches all the time who get sweaty once I tell them to add a zero at the end of the pricing. And it's funny because that shows me how comfortable that those coaches are willing to invest. And I want you to think about this. When we haven't invested at a high level ourselves, or if we have a poor relationship with money as coaches, we actually start to project our own insecurities onto the clients looking to buy from us. We think that they have the same budget as us. We think that no one will buy at a really, really high level, and we don't realize that the real issue is that you've never offered a program worthy of high ticket pricing. High ticket doesn't just mean a higher price. It means a deeper transformation. You got to have a clearer process in order for you to have a higher perceived value. You can't just charge $5,000 for a slightly better version of your $500 offer. You need a real system. So for example, my system inside of Coach to Coach, the system I have is the 100K gateway. I'm not looking to get our clients a few leads a month. I want to put in a process for content where they're getting reach outs daily, where every single day they're seeing applications to their programs and signups for their masterclasses, so they can be excited to show up as a coach. What's more important for my coaches, to my coaches, is that they don't have to do cold DMs, cold calls, or BS small ticket programs to get there. They want a system where their funnel can be so value stacked that every time someone enters their world, it's 2 to 3 months max before they're joining a program. Do you see how my system is focused on a really high level of service? It's not just bare bones and basic needs. So your high ticket program needs a system that takes your client from A to B in a way that they have never experienced before. People are paying high ticket for certainty of their results and for speed. They either want to guarantee that they can get to the end outcome you're showing them, or they want to be able to shorten the distance by working with a specialist, you as a coach, who has done it 100 times over. So that means that you are going to have to step up the way that you are delivering to your clients right now. So I'll tell you, if your program is just coaching calls in a Facebook group, that's not certainty. It's a bundle of features with no outcome. And I'm always thinking to myself, how can I get my clients better and faster results? How can I 10x their investment? How can I shatter their goals and take them way beyond their expectations? Because if I can deliver that to them, then they will become the greatest billboard that ever lived for me. Now on to the second gap. Your program is solving the wrong problem or a low-level one. Having low ticket clients is the result of solving low level problems. If your program only scratches the surface of what they're dealing with, or it's just sharing things like basic tips and tools, then they won't justify a high ticket price. And I talk about this in another episode, and I'll make sure I tag it in the description. But people exist in three phases: situation aware, problem aware, and solution aware. And this is really important to understand if you are serving a low ticket client or a low level solution. Situation aware people are so early in the journey of change in their health and fitness that they don't even recognize that there is something that they need to be working on. This is like the person who maybe has gained 5 pounds and they're like, oh, I've gained 5 pounds. That's interesting. But they don't see it as something big enough to actually start to work on. So they might look at the occasional recipe, or they might download the occasional free guide in the moments where it makes them feel uncomfortable. But really, these people aren't looking for a really deep solution. They're looking for something basic, and they're probably going to Google that. Now, problem aware people, these are people who have gotten to a place where maybe they've tried a couple of things, or the problem has built to the point where they're like, I really have to do something about this. This might look like 35 pounds. It might look like the doctor tells them that they're going to be diabetic soon. And so now the person goes, hey, this is actually something that I need to work on. I need to look at activity. I need to look at nutrition. They start taking it more seriously, but they're still not aware of what a full transformation is, because they're so focused on the thing that's in front of them, the immediate issue. Problem aware people, they're the type of people who are going to focus on basic tools like nutrition, training, accountability, because that's going to be the first roadblock in their journey in which they're struggling. Then there's solution aware people. Solution aware people are your highest ticket client. These are the people who are looking and saying, you know what? I understand that I have weight to lose. I've already worked on my nutrition. I've already exercised. I'm already working on my sleep, and I've already seen results. I've lost the first 10 pounds, but I'm stuck at the first 10-pound mark. For some reason, I can't go beyond that. And so this is where they're recognizing that in order for them to see the full transformation, they're going to need to work with a specialist, aka you as the coach. That's the difference between people serving at a low ticket level or a high ticket level. So as like another example, if you're helping people eat healthier, and that's what your program is, that's a low-level problem. Most people don't really care about eating healthier, and it really doesn't have a deep challenge connected to, something that needs to overcome. Because it's simple, people aren't going to spend $5,000 to learn how to eat healthy. They're most likely going to Google it, or they're going to download a free PDF. Now let's look at a high-level problem. A high-level problem is not just going to be a program to just lose weight, but it's going to be one that helps the client become the person who never struggles with food and weight gain again. This is like, hey, you've lost the weight a bunch of times, but it keeps coming back. We're going to get you off of diets. We're going to help you balance your hormones naturally. We're going to get you in a space where your metabolism actually keeps the weight off for good, so you don't have to do this process over and over again. That's a program worth paying high value for, because it's going through an entire transformation. Or even the example of like a program that helps grow your business. It's not just join this program and you'll grow your business. No, instead, it's like, hey, for my coaches, I want them to become the coach who attracts premium clients on autopilot. I want them to have such a streamlined system inside of their business that people are reaching out to them, DMing to join their program. They're not hunting for leads and clients. You'll never have to do another cold DM again because clients are coming to you. See how these are different? It's important to know that high-ticket clients invest in solutions that change their identity. They're looking for how to feel phenomenal through the entire process. They want to be fired up when they're eating healthy. They want to be excited when they're exercising every single day. They want to be pain-free. They want to have great sleep so they have a high level of energy, but they don't want to be in this place of constant struggle where it feels hard, difficult, not friendly, and they hate the process. Because even if you get the result, but you hate the process it took to get the result, you're not going to work to keep the result. So this is where you can't just solve a basic problem that they have. You have to solve the problem that's actually keeping them stuck. Go deeper. When it comes to weight loss, it's not just diets. Diets is the first part. Breaking them free from the yo-yo diet cycle is really the end challenge. Balancing their hormones so their metabolism is stable is really the end challenge. So solve the problem that is actually keeping them stuck. By going deeper, that will allow you to charge more. And now the final gap. The final gap comes down to trust. It's you didn't build enough trust. You see, if your audience doesn't see you as the authority, they're going to hesitate, they're going to price shop, or they're going to look at other coaches who might be doing what you do. High ticket investing requires deep trust. You're not just going to go and e-transfer someone $1,000 if you don't fully trust that person. And most coaches fail to build trust at a high enough quality. Why? Because you're showing up like every other coach. You're doing generic content, not speaking to the person who's actually working with you at a high level. You're being very generic on sales calls, and you're talking about being able to help with every single issue instead of being open and real with them and saying, hey, here is what you exactly need. And the worst thing, you have generic positioning on your social media. You refuse to pick a niche because you feel like it's lessening your client pool, when in reality, people want to work with specialists. Like if I'm going to go and get a surgery on my brain, I want a brain surgeon. I don't want the guy who could possibly help me with all of these things, and one of those things is brain surgery. I want the guy who's accustomed to going in and out in the brain over and over again. So you have to have a specific positioning, and this comes down to owning your space. You probably haven't owned your space. Ask yourself, are you the go-to person inside of your niche? Are you just one of many? Are you the go-to person, or are you just one of many? That's a big question that coaches have to ask themselves. Because a lot of times coaches are mimicking other coaches' content. You're trying to be the copycat so that way you can get the views and the likes and the shares and be trendy. But in reality, they're going to follow and work with that person, and they're not going to work with you because you become the watered down copy of the other guy or gal, whatever. So positioning yourself as the go-to person is stepping 100% into who you are. You have to claim your authority. It's so important. Claim your authority on the sales calls. Claim your authority on the consults. Claim your authority by having clients fill out an application page. Claim your authority. Worst thing for this, stop saying, I help people with X. When I see that, oh man, I help people 37 to 57 lose 10 to 15 pounds in 90 days. It's so bad. It's bad. It's funny because when people look at that, they know it's a sales pitch. They know that you're doing that because you're trying to attract someone at a very specific niche. Instead, I'm the guy who teaches client converting content. You want clients that convert through your content? You want people DMing you? Yeah, that's me. The energy, the positioning, the statement, it's different. What you have to do is you have to start on your feed regularly showing how you do it better than anyone else. Demonstrate results. Your audience needs proof that people just like them have gotten the transformation that you're promising. So show testimonials, share client experiences, talk about the conversations you're having with your client, talk about your own results. Because that way they can see what the process is like, and they can actually see that the process works. And then another thing that you can do is you can be polarizing. High ticket clients don't invest in safe coaches. We're not looking to put everyone on the same diet plan. You know diet plans don't work. And if you know that in your heart, it's okay to say, diet plans don't work. I won't put you on a diet. You're okay to be polarizing, but you have to own that. So high ticket clients don't invest in safe coaches. They invest in coaches who confidently stand for something. Whatever your process is, stand for it. People used to hate my process as a hormone coach. Other coaches would look at it and say, that's a bunch bunch of BS. I would always say I help people balance their hormones naturally with food. There's not going to be supplements. There's not going to be medication. Yeah, activity is a part of this, but it's largely through food. And you're going to get into a place where hormonally you will be stable. And other coaches were like, that's bullshit. There's no way that that can be done. And yet I serviced 4,400 clients. It's okay to be different, because as long as you're providing the results and as long as you're showing people that being different is what works, that's what's going to attract people to you. So those are the 3 gaps. I hope by looking at these 3 gaps, you'll understand that there's no low ticket people, just low ticket offers and clients who are being serviced at a really low level. People will invest thousands of dollars in things that they believe will change their life. The question is, does your program create that level of belief? Are they looking at your program and saying, this is what I've needed. I've waited 5 years for this. Does your program halfway through, when a client is working with you, do they literally hop on a call and cry that they're so happy with the results that they've got? Does your program create such a high level of belief that they can transform, that even though they're nervous to invest, even though they've never put out that much money before, they've never committed to that length of time, like 6 months or a year, their level of excitement and determination trumps their fear because you gave them that belief? That is how you service a high ticket client. So if you want better clients, don't blame your audience. Start upgrading the level of your offer, make it really high quality, high ticket, high touch, and go beyond the level of transformation that they want. Start upgrading the depth of the problem that you solve, so that way you can really give them the thing that's going to like almost make you obsolete, which might scare coaches, but I want to make myself obsolete in their life because that's what allows them to continue to stay in my world. When they've seen so much of a result that they're like, holy cow, I now have learned all the skills, they ask themselves, what's next with you? And then you've got to start upgrading the speed at which you build trust. Share the testimonials, share the client stories, share real, usable, actionable tips and tools inside of your masterclasses and trainings. And when you do this, you'll realize that all potential clients are high ticket once they see your offer as the only real solution. If you're ready to stop undercharging and build a premium coaching business that attracts real high-ticket clients, then get into the C2C program either with the link in the channel or DM me on Instagram at Coach Andrew Costa to see how you can work with me personally. That is all for this episode. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can get regular updates on the content that's coming next.